Did you ever measure?
Not pumped, 22, a little over the half.
22 and a half?
Over a half.
Without a pump?
Without a pump.
That's massive.
Thank you.
But that was off season or?
This is like as of right now, yeah.
That's okay.
That's all right.
That's okay. It's accepted.
You know, my goal was 23 because Justin, his was like 24. And I'm like, I don't know if I have that kind of genetic, but
crazy.
Close enough.
But I think you have a little better separation. When you look from the side on stage, the brachiali's coming out. So I like that quality that does more in the side chest, I think, than if you have 1 inch more.
Well, it's funny. Years ago, you told me I looked like a overgrown natty.
Yeah, yeah.
And my wife said something similar.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, you don't look like these other guys. There's something about you. I was like, well, one time I was told, and I was talking about you.
Yeah. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's just when people, I think when they overdo growth and insulin, their skin gets thicker and they lose that. And obviously if they do some SEO or so, then that can happen too. But even if you get too much of a pump, you can lose something on stage, right?
Yeah.
You realize that sometimes you flex without a pump, you're like, oh, shizzled. And then you super pump and you're like, yeah, it gets
Well, I mean, that's why we
lost.
Like when you hit legs, you start off shredded and then you see the lines fade away.
Exactly.
Really
the bigger the muscle, the more you see it. I'm too tiny. That's why I'm so separated still.
Bro, you can never get that same look. Like, you know, that kid, Tristan Lee, he's smaller. So he has this crazy, like me and Paul, we were training with him, trained arms with him. And I haven't seen separation like that since, I mean, it's better than what mine was, but since I was natty. And so, like, just seeing all the detail he had, the striations, like...
Okay, you see it later when we train.
Yeah, you're going to have that separation. The Tristan Lee separation. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, the feathering, it was... Yeah. Have you trained with him? Have you seen him in person?
No. But that would be cool to get him on because he's the younger generation.
Yeah.
I always have the old school guys. You're pretty young, too. You're like 32?
I'm 32, yeah.
Yeah. So, he passed the test. He has big enough arms to get on the podcast. So this was the pre-intro, but I'll keep it in. Jo Palacios, the machine. He cracked 307 pounds or what?
I got to 313 this year.
313 in the off season, and you're like what, 5'8"?
5'8".
That's pretty massive. So people are calling him the next generation Nick Walker. Yeah. Even though you're older than him, I guess.
Yeah, I'm a year older than Nick.
You just came after him.
Yeah.
But I think because you have this quality muscle that he also has, I think yours even looks cleaner because you don't have the varicose veins and that stuff. And people were excited last year. I wonder, like, how has life changed after this breakout year? I mean, you got sponsors and you got way more recognition. You are on like Fuad a bunch, right? So how has that changed? All of it.
It's been cool. Like, I have just more opportunities coming my way. I feel like I have a voice as far as like dabbling on what I feel like I deserve and stuff at this point in my career. It's one of those things that it's a dream in your head until it becomes reality. You know, oh, damn, like once it happens, you're like, well, how much do you want? I'm like, well, shit, I haven't thought about this. so it's these questions that I'm not used to being asked. But the more I'm in it, the more comfortable I've become in it. And like even just going places like random gyms and stuff, people knowing who I am, and like I can't remember if I've already met you or if you think you've met me because you've heard me on a podcast kind of thing. Because people that see these things, they talk to you like they know you, but they kind of do, but they just never even talk to you in person, which is interesting. I never thought about that getting into this kind of thing.
It's just yesterday, like I'm like, dude, have we met? He's like, no.
That's what I'm saying. Like
we got a great podcast, and I'm my trainer's Dom, and I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. Because sometimes I'm like, oh my god, I don't remember him, and then but I don't have to remember him because I never seen him.
I learned just to be straight up, like, hey man, like, who are you? Like, I feel like a dick, but I'm just like, dude, I've met a lot of people this last year, and shit, my wife tries to help remind me who they are. Like, no, Joe, we met them. I'm like, okay, shit, okay, cool. Like, you know.
Yeah, there was like, you know, this German outlet Rep 1. So the guy who's the first classic kind of guy from Germany, David Hoffman, he always interviews people. And then they're at this local show, and there's this one guy who probably look good. They interviewed him a bit, and he was like, "You don't remember me? We talked last year at FIBO." And I'm like, "Bro." He probably talked to like 15,000 people last year.
Yeah.
Like, and you probably had a hoodie on and you weren't flexing in front of him. Like,
Yeah.
you like super nice intro, super. But in terms of other things, so you say you have more of a voice, like you have more guidance, you get more clients, you get more pay.
Yeah. So people are more apt to listening to what I have to say. So, for example, I've talked to Paul about this, my training partner, best friend. Back then, this is like 2022, 2023. I was like, I feel like we know exactly what we're doing, and we have a lot of good like knowledge to spread and talk about. But I'm like, but I don't think people are willing to listen because we haven't done anything yet. I'm like, but watch what happens if we ever do anything. And here I am repeating the same shit I've been talking about for years, and people are like, oh, I'm going to follow that now, or I want to do that.
Yeah, you drag each other along. Like Paul has also gotten way better. Also at posing. Very good, man. Yeah, I'll put some pictures of Paul and maybe we get him in here. I just have one microphone. You have to just cuddle then.
I'll just toss it to you.
Yeah, so in terms of you have to say more, what is it that the message you want to get out the most?
That training is not that complicated, and that food has been the main driver of all the growth, like muscular growth. People nowadays, I mean, we talk about peptides now, and talk about insulin, and just gear in general. Like, I've talked about my dosages on this podcast and other podcasts, how there's been a buildup where I started at, and it's just like, the main message was always the food was the driving factor, and I don't think people ever believe that. And then the training is the stimulus to use the food properly. Like, you train hard, like outside of a book, logging like numbers and stuff. If you honestly just push yourself to the point of difficult, you're going to get a result as long as the food's in play.
Yeah, it's like you have a lighter, but you don't have a lot of wood to burn.
That's what I'm saying.
How are you going to,
So I think people tend to overcomplicate that or think it's more than what it really is. And I mean, I like people compare me to Nick all the time. Nick has very similar philosophies to me and Paul. Like, he just talks about it more and has a bigger platform.
So,
but
get into that. What
so
is your
like, for example,
philosophy?
like the way you cause stimulus to the muscle, really harsh stimulus, whether it's slow tempo, hard contractions, like time under tension, reps. Like, one thing Nick does is high rep leg days. We've been doing that. We've been doing that to bring my legs up.
What do you consider high rep?
Like 15 to 25 reps. Shit, we've even gone up to like 30 on a leg press, just depending on, like, we adapt to a set. So say you're mentally going into a set like, okay, I feel like I'm going to get around this, but like, if I have more to give, I'm going to give it. And that turns into an extra 5 or 10 reps depending on how long that rest period was. So we train instinctively.
I might, sorry to interrupt, as you said it, I'm like, why don't I just introduce my like kind of back off set as a 30 rep set or 25, something like that. So instead of like 7 plates, I do 4 or something like that. I think that, it won't take away because I still have the heavy load. So I can kind of try that out. Or for you at home, you can try it out without like taking away or being like, oh, it was a waste after. Because if you don't, so it's risk free. If you just, replace the 15 rep set with a 25 or so.
So weight is literally just a stimulus, and you just need to find enough to stimulate whatever you're trying to grow or break down. So, like, for example, I've gone up, we talked about before, I've done a 7-plate squat, and trust me, it wasn't just in my quads, it was my hammies, my ass cheeks, even my calves got sore, but that weight is going to fall wherever your body's going to genetically want to hold on to it. So outside of that, you're training intense, but now you're trying to bring things up. So it's like, you see that, but then you see me get under a 3-plate Smith squat where time under tension is being put in there. The focus is mainly on the quad. I'm keeping tension there. That's where you see that weight's just enough stimulus for a certain part of my leg where I'm in full control. But 3 plates isn't light. It's maybe lighter for someone like me, but as far as sitting on the body and where I'm holding it, that's pretty heavy. So when you see me turn a 3-plate working set into 12 reps, it's a hard 12 on the area I'm trying to lift.
Plus, your upper body weighs more than others.
Exactly.
That
That's
also
an
weighs
extra
you
like
down.
69 pounds. You know? So everything we do is just difficult, and we make it difficult. Rich Piana talked about that, how bodybuilding is about doing the most with the least. He was talking about pretty much load. How difficult can I make this? And that's how you grow.
Yeah.
That's how you stay growing.
It's interesting. I always try that too. And then I'm like, I should maybe implement some sets where I rip more, like a branch. Like sometimes, just, to change it up. I'm always so focused on the muscle that I'm like, I could also just do a set where I just move more and just rip it a bit, because I never have this super fast stimulus, and maybe I'm missing out.
Well, some people marry a training style.
Yeah.
So, for example, we'll talk about going into it. Hey, we're going to slow it down today. We're going to go like a certain kind of pace. Like, honestly, I don't know. Like when I go into a training session, I have an idea of what I want to do, but I never stick to that like wholeheartedly. So let's say I do let's say chest day, and we like to start off with an isolation. We'll do like a pec fly or a cable fly. I'm kind of going to go based on how that feels. So I'm going to feel that movement out. Sometimes I'll do it slow and I'll get into my muscle right away, or I do a quicker pace and then feel my muscle fill it up with blood and getting pumped up the way I want it to. And then I'll go into the next movement and see if I'm going to do that same thing or just feel what I'm supposed to do. So it's 100% driven by what I'm feeling in that moment. So I don't have a set rep range. I don't have a set like tempo. I don't have like, oh, we're going to do paused reps no matter what. Like, no, I'm going to go with what my body wants that day.
Do you have set exercises or just body parts?
Both. So like, okay, for example, let's say we went to Metroflex Arlington yesterday. We trained back and we kind of look at the arsenal in there. Like we have an idea of what we normally like to do. Like we always have like a lat pull down, a close grip, like some sort of mid-back movement, like a mid-back row, some form of low row. So we kind of look at the arsenal in there and we're like, okay, this is what they have for this. We'll use that. We'll use that. We'll use that. And then we're going to feel out the machine and go from there how we're going to use that machine. So we look at our workouts based on angles and what machines or cables, whatever we have to be able to hit those angles. And that's kind of how we decide.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is my very own clothing line. Faith isn't meant to stay hidden. These shirts put your inside on the outside. One bold Bible verse, epic aligning images for street or gym. Every shirt sold sends $5 directly to Christian charities, building wells, feeding families, and sharing the gospel. This isn't just clothing. It's a walking testimony. Wear the word, show the world what you believe. Order now.
But the body part split is set in stone. Like, if it's Monday, it's chest day. If it's Tuesday, it's back day. If it's Wednesday, that's our rest day. And the only time we'll change it is like for trips like this, we had to shift a day over, but we always hit everything in 1 week and go from there.
So everything once a week, 5 days a week?
2 rest days. And we usually take a rest day after back day and after leg day.
Decade of coaching. What I learned is you have to be able to ask the right questions and then know the proper answers. That's what I do best. If you want to find out more, get one of my 2 books I wrote on training, endocrinology, peptides. Sign up if you want to join my coaching. Links in the description below, or just message me on Instagram.